TV. Last week I did a fall TV preview telling you some of the TV shows that I was looking forward to seeing, some of the new ones, some of the returning ones, and I actually got a chance to watch one of them. And yeah, I steered you wrong last week, folks. I steered you wrong. I watched the Syfy channel's show ZNation, and this was about they didn't really give too many details and lots of synopsises, but it was about there's this one guy who's immune to the zombie virus. This is 3 years after the zombie outbreak, and so a group of survivors, which we weren't quite sure what the survivors were, but they are actual human survivors, try to take this guy from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, where there's this special lab that can, take his blood and figure out what's going on. So I watched the show. Now, it stars a guy who's been in a lot of different TV shows. I think he was in Jericho. He was pretty good in that. And I actually like him as an actor, and he's the main protagonist in this episode. And then you find out that, no, he's not the main protagonist because he dies. Spoiler alert. Maybe I should say spoiler alert before I say who dies.
Probably. That's usually the optimal way of going about it. I don't know, but if you prefer spoiler alerts after the spoilers, let us know.
Let us know. Hit us up. Comments down below. Let us know what you think. But so it's not a bad show. There's a couple actors that I do recognize from other projects. There was one guy, if you've ever seen the movie Road Trip, the old Tom Green movie, the skinny dorky guy. He's an army guy in some Siberian outpost, and he couldn't be any worse of an actor in this role. So yeah, that's that. The CGI is absolutely horrendous. Now, this is a cable network, but Syfy, you can do better. You can. They have this one scene of a plane falling out of a sky.
They have a bunch of good shows that do special effects. I mean, it's a Syfy channel. They have a whole bunch of special effects. They know that their target audience is used to good special effects. Okay.
Yeah. So and yeah, exactly. But they have this one scene of a plane that kind of falls out of the sky, and it is the worst looking CGI I've ever seen in my life. I just didn't understand it. Why can't you just put a little bit more money into that part? Another thing I thought was interesting about this: when you kill somebody who turns into a zombie, it's called giving them the eighth sacrament. That's what the group of survivors. Yeah. I thought it was kind of interesting. They're like, let us administer the eighth sacrament. Boom! Shot to the head. So it's like,
that's kind of unusual that they would go. So they're acknowledging seven other sacraments, which would be like the Catholic seven sacraments, I guess, probably in a couple other groups. Mm-hmm. But it's just unusual that they would bring that up at all.
I mean, it was just interesting.
Couldn't they just call it last rites? Which would already be one of the...
Yeah, but that might have been a little more sacrilegious than just saying we're just going to make up a new term for it.
Okay.
I don't know.
It also sounds like it would take a while to say that.
I mean, they didn't say that before they killed every zombie, but there's a couple times where you see somebody turning or about to die, and they say, we're going to give you the eighth sacrament, mercy. Boom. And, yeah, so...
They should have just shortened that to, we're going to give him mercy.
Yeah, well... might make more sense, or just say here's the eighth and doing it, but this is the post-apocalyptic zombie world.
People have time. How they roll. You know what? They probably don't have much else to going on right now. So if they have time to shoot them, they have time to say it.
And also, they use a lot of bullets unnecessarily, and you'd think that would be a commodity, but you'll see them walking through a pile of zombie bodies, and one guy just goes through and just starts capping them all in the head. Which, okay, if you didn't have a bunch of spike clubs and weapons that you had just introduced that were really cool to kill zombies with, and then that gets them into trouble because all the other zombies
for that.
I don't know. It just doesn't make much sense throughout the show. Like, they say don't do this, and then they turn around and do this. And so, yeah. And one other thing I got to say, watch out for zombie babies, because apparently those are the worst zombies you can run into, is zombie babies.
I could imagine that'd be at least pretty terrifying.
Yeah, zombie baby's not cool. Not cool. And that was horrible special effects for the zombie baby, and I still didn't like it. But, I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that would be horrifying, and you already have that feeling that I guess you numb to after a while if you're killing zombies of, these look mostly like people, but now they look like a baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. That makes things a little difficult.
The way they introduce this zombie baby is literally they find a baby randomly. I mean, very, very randomly they find a baby, and it's like, why is this baby just here? Like, where did this baby come from? Like, why is this baby in a car seat? And then so they're like, oh, let's take care of the baby. Oh, okay. And they say something like, oh, I haven't seen a baby in years, because nobody's had babies in years, I guess. And then the baby somehow turns into a zombie. Now, the baby was not bit by a zombie. It just all of a sudden is not in its car seat.
Was the baby already a zombie?
No, it was a normal baby. Because they were holding it for a while. And it looked like a normal baby.
Are we sure it turned into a zombie, not a half zombie? Maybe its father was a zombie and its mother was a human. And it's like Blade. It has partial zombie abilities and partial human abilities.
I got you. So maybe the mother was bit while she was pregnant. No, because this baby...
Maybe that's going to be the big twist of the series.
But this baby was introduced in a car seat, fully clothed, like with baby clothes. And
yes, because the mother was taking care of it. And the dad is... I don't know, dad, let's say it's dad.
Dad's walking around eating people.
Yes. Until the dad ate the mother, and that's why it's stuck there.
Yeah.
Or maybe the baby ate the mother. I don't know.
Yeah, zombie baby's just not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea at all.
That's going to... I will be turning around my opinion of this if it turns out that the whole hybrid zombie baby thing is real, and that's going to be a big thing that they find out.
That would be pretty cool. Hey, if it turns out that hybrid zombie babies are a thing, I am with you. I'm back on this show. But you should check it out yourselves. Tell me what you think. Hit us up in comments down below. Of course, at Where's My Face on Twitter, Where's My Face at gmail.com, Google+, Facebook. Am I right? Did you like the show? I mean, let us know what's going on. You can catch it on demand, too. That was another thing I'm just going to mention real quick. I watched it on demand, and normally I like watching shows on demand because, yeah, they still show a couple commercials. They'll have, like, the normal commercial breaks because that is input into the shows. But instead of it like being one commercial or two commercials like they usually are, it was a full like 4 or 5 ring of commercials every single time, and that gets really annoying. Especially when I can't change the channel, because usually I change the channel during commercials, and I couldn't do it. So
don't you already pay for on demand, like per episode?
No, this was the free on demand.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's free on demand on most services too, so you can catch up with some of the old era episodes. That's how I do it. I can't watch all these TV shows all at once, so
the more you know.
Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, so hit us up. I already gave you all the places to hit us up, so hit us up.